What's up, friends? It's Kenyon, and welcome to Evolution Ave, home of real estate evolved and a limitless mindset. This is episode 31, and I have a special guest. I have my brother, my guy, my man from the town, from the great city of Trenton, New Jersey. I got Dontae Thomas on the show, a.k.a. Tay Rock, a.k.a. CEO and owner of Team Chizel. This is a amazing transformative story that you don't want to miss. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, and share. But without further ado, let's get to the show. I thought you wanted and I let go. I don't need much in my life. I know I like you better on the water. I've been drowning in the memories. You'll never get the best of me. I've been drowning in the memories. What's up, friends, and welcome to the episode. Man, I got a special episode. You know it's always special for me when I got my people, my fam from the town. And if you don't know what the town is the great city of Trenton, New Jersey. When I got people from my hometown, the episode is special. It is near and dear to my heart. Let me tell you a little bit about this. Welcome to episode 31. And let me tell you what episode 31 is about. Let me just tell you what I'm going to title this episode, all right? Tay, I titled this episode, Fitness is More Than Physical. Transforming Your Life with Dontae Thomas. Dontae, my man Tay, yes. I know him as Tay. This town knows him as Tay. CEO of Team Chizel and co-host of How Fitness Changed Our Lives podcast. Tay, welcome to the show, bro.
Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you for having me on, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
It's a pleasure, bro.
Man, listen, I just been watching you, man, and just your growth, transformation. And I just been proud. Let me say that once. I'm a little older than you, Tay. I'm class of 97. You know, me, Channing,
all y'all waiting for me. Y'all waiting for me.
Me, Mun, all of us.
Y'all.
But when I think back, man, first of all, you got to be from the town to understand. It's a special feeling when, you know, as much goes on in the town, it's still just it's a love for each other. I hope it exists now, or I want it to exist now. It may not. Maybe you can tell me more.
Yeah, we'll get it.
But we shared a love, and I don't care if you was from east, west, north, south. There was beefs here and there, but especially when you play sports too, right? That was a glue that brought us together and kept us together and created this love. And I just felt like when I was growing up in the town, I can go to any side of town I wanted to, right?
Any side.
Because if I was in the section, Irk was my man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out west on Stuyvesant. You had Jerry Dennis and all these people. Like, we all played football together. I'm out in South Trenton. You know, you had Vic Washington. You had everybody. You know what I mean? I grew up on the north side off the boulevard, so, you know, that was home.
Yeah.
So it was just like, if somebody didn't know me, it was just like, nah, that's K. He cool. You know what I mean? It was a love. So, like, even growing up, I just have such a love. Like, we were talking offline before we started recording. I was talking about Trenton High football and how they come play down here. And I was just like, man, you know, I just love the program so much. But it's not just the program. I love Trenton so much, the heart and everything about it, man. So, man, I'm glad to have you on here, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. Listen, you know, y'all was ahead of me, but we came up in an era where, like, football brought it together. It gelled. Basketball, football. If you play any sports in the town back then, you got familiar with everybody across town.
Everybody.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody was cool. And even through the scuffles or the beef that might happen, the ones who played sports together still was cool.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter, right?
You just chopped it up. You chalked it up.
And you keep it moving, man. And it was just wonderful, man.
It was I always call it the golden times, man. People always say, look, did you love your childhood? Oh, like, especially now as I'm an adult, I meet people and they're like, where you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Trenton. They were like, from Trenton, or like from Ewing, Hamilton? No, I'm like, no, I'm from the heart of Trenton. I grew up in North Trenton Boulevard. And they're like, oh, was that rough? And I'm like, listen, to me, I didn't know any better. It wasn't rough to me. It was what it was.
At all.
So for me, I always say, look, my childhood to me was like the golden era. Like, the times were golden. You know what I'm saying? It was golden growing up in Trenton to me. Like, the experiences, the beefs, even the beefs, the little things here and there, but the way you came back together. And not to say, look, I always tell people, I ran into James Cox coming at the game. They played down here in South Jersey when Trenton High was playing. And one of the things we said was, we both just kind of said at the same time, we were talking about the program and kids. And I was like, look, I understand. It's tough getting through Trenton. It's tough coming through Trenton High. It's tough getting through Trenton, right? It is. So I'm not going to make it seem like it was golden, but at the same time, it ain't sweet.
No,
it's tough.
Not.
But I also think it forms you. Like, if you get here to where we are right now, to be standing here, to be sitting here right now, 30, 35, 40 years later, yo.
Listen, Trenton shaped me, man.
It shaped me.
It
right?
shaped me, bro.
We gonna talk more about that, man, because this is your show today, bro. I appreciate you being here. Like I said, it's a special place in my heart, and I want you to. Your story is amazing, right? Yeah. So I want you to share. Let's start off with this, Tay. Tell us a little about yourself, what you do, and then name something you're super thankful for.
Yeah, right. Man, me, I'm Dontae Thomas, man. The world might know, man. Back in my former time, they call me Tay. Everybody use Tay. Tay Rock.
Right.
That's coming up. No, but now, right now, I'm actually, the owner, CEO of Team Chizel, LLC, which is a fitness company, man. And we help transform individual lives, man. We use mind, body, soul for our program. You get what I'm saying? We don't just look at training. So we not the average, quote unquote, gym type. Right. We family, community, man. We look to build something outside of a gym, because in the gym, I'm gonna walk past you. I ain't gonna speak to you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We might not never speak.
Right.
So we build.
People got their blinders on the gym.
You get what I'm saying?
I mean, like, look, if you don't know this story, Tay, not to interrupt you,
no.
I met my wife at the gym.
Oh yeah.
We met at the gym. We met at LA Fitness, and it's funny because I always tell her before I walked up to her, because it was one of those days where I was just like, I was like, fuck it, right?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Let me go talk to this chick real quick, right? Right. But I told her, I was like, look, I actually saw you 4, 5, 6 times, but just like everybody, you got that RBF blinders on you in the gym just like this.
You just gone.
You know what I'm saying? Especially women, right? Because women, they know that men probably looking. So, but even most people, it be people, I'm like, I know you, bro. Like, I from the gym. He'd be like, oh, yeah, I know you too. But like, people don't speak to each other, right? They don't enjoy it. And I get it. You on your dean, you focus. It is what it is.
You're on a mission you can be, but we want people to actually connect with each other. We want you to become somebody else's motivation.
Right.
We want you to become their friend now.
Collaborate.
So we can collaborate.
Push each other.
Do things together. You get what I'm saying? So now people become friends. They call each other outside the gym. They text each other to see if you come into the gym. So we just want to change.
So accountability.
Yeah, accountability is everything.
Necessary.
Everything. So where we at, we just want everybody to hold each other accountable. So the same way we hold them accountable, we want them to hold us accountable.
Right.
And then if that changed the community setting, because now what we all become like a family, so everybody care about each other.
Yeah.
So in our environments and demographics, right, growing up, Trenton's playing sports, that grown me that way because I was always a leader playing sports.
Right. I remember,
so
you was nice with it.
So,
K-Rock was
basketball made me a true leader.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? Young. So from playing ball young, becoming a leader.
What grade was you? Were you with Harvey?
I came up with Harvey.
Okay.
So we Harvey in freshman year. Then I played my varsity year, 10th grade year, varsity with Russ and
I remember. Yep.
So
with
you get what I'm saying? With that Russ and them, and I started my 10th grade
year
playing ball. So that grew me, and I was a leader in the 10th grade on that team. So you know what I'm saying? So that grew me, man. And I think just life in itself. So always had that team mentality. And then once I went through my trial and tribulations, I'll get through that in a second, right? To where that shaped me. I kept that with me, how I wanted my business to be.
Right.
How I wanted to do things and how I wanted people to see. So I get my motivation is from the individuals, how they feel, how they look. You get what I'm saying? That's my true motivation.
Love it.
It's not the money that they're gonna pay me for the month, because I'm not even that expensive, really. Right. Because I don't charge that much, because I believe the less you charge, but the quality that you give out is going to outweigh everything. So the money going to come.
100%.
You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
Man, so once again, I said this in the last episode with my last guest, and you see it again here, right? It's a theme. Everybody I bring on, it's all about giving to people. We're pouring into people. So I hope y'all getting that. I hope y'all getting that. I'll just say it again, But I love that, man, and the growth has been crazy. You got your own spot now.
Oh man, that's a blessing.
I saw that, man. I smile. I just be the one thing. Look, I hate on social media sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, man, I just wish I can, because sometimes I wish I can get off of it. But because of the way the world is and in business, it's such a marketing tool, and we're on it. And plus, it's a way to connect, right? You can connect it. But man, as much as I sometimes look at social media and all the fakeness and all the blah, blah, I always call it BAA. I say social media is bots, algorithms, and advertisements, right? That's what I call it. But at the same time, I try to follow people, especially my people like yourself, but I smile a lot when I'm looking at social media, and I saw like opening the spot. Right? Even when I saw you first start Team Chizel, I'm just watching, right? And you don't even know people watching sometimes, right?
Nah, I don't.
You might have came home and just been like, yo, I see K on Facebook. You don't even know that I'm necessarily watching. I'm watching like this, like, yo.
Listen, I don't. You gotta say,
right? I'm liking it. And I'm hitting up cats like Shannon and all them, like, yo, You see, I see Tay got his gym work going. Man, I love it, man.
But I never would know that. But like, and then you ask like one thing that I'm great, that I love the most, right? And I can't even really put it on one thing, man, because I think I got so much love for a lot of things and the people who've been backing me I think it just outweighs everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because without them, I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't have been this far. You get it? And that's just a true statement. I might be putting the work in, but they motivation, encouragements to me, man, for when I want to give up, man. Like my wife, man, she give me the kick I need. You know what I'm saying? To keep going. I love it. She give me the spark, man. My mom, man, and my brothers, sisters, man. And then I got a group of guys, man. These fellas, man, my brothers, I call them, they my brothers. You feel what I'm saying?
Y'all got a good community, man.
Yeah, so they give me a motivation out this world, man. And then it's so many people that like around me, and they like, yo, we believe in you. So we gonna help you. We believe in you. You get what I'm saying? And I can't ask for nothing else, man.
You know what this should be more of, man? I never forget. Because, you know, I always tell people, and I'm very honest about it, right? Like, I loved growing up in Trenton, right? But I always tell people, like, listen, I'm never going to act like I was somebody I wasn't. Right?
True.
And you and I both have homies that we got the utmost respect. They put a lot of work in. But I always tell people, like, listen, I was on the streets, but I wasn't in the streets, right? That just wasn't me. And I never wanted to portray that I was, right? I tell people, like, I grew up in Trenton. Used to see me out on the boulevard. Love for everybody, but one thing I'll never forget, right? I went to college. I took a different route, right? I went to college, right? Because I grew up in an era where I was very impressed by. I loved the streets and what I saw. I wanted everything. I wanted the cars, but I also saw this a different world that show was out. I was like, this college thing looked kind of cool. I kind of want to do it, right? But I never forget. I came home one summer. Do you remember back in the day, Tay? And you might have been young, but I'm pretty sure you still around. This was still going on. Over the summer, people would come in Cadwater Park and just park alongside, and you can like just ride through. Like, so you had a whip. I had a little 91 Honda Accord with a system in it, some 15-inch rims. And you would just come and ride through the circle of Cadwater.
Everybody out, man.
And you would pull over, stop, bust it up. I'll never forget. I was riding through one day and I pulled over. I want to say, man, who was out there, right? It was a couple cats, you know, because like I said, cats always kind of respected that. You know, yo, it's cool that you do the school thing. You know what I mean? Nobody ever was like, yo, you corny. I love the fact that cats respected it. So I'll never forget one time I was home, pulled over, and he was like, yo, I went to North Carolina and started there in school. And people was like, I think it was Pooh from out South Trenton. You remember Pooh?
Yeah.
All right. And he was like, and I can't remember Pooh's real name for some strange reason right now, but it'll come back to me. But it was Pooh and a couple other cats. And he was like, yo, bro, how is it? I was like, yo, it's crazy, North Carolina, all this stuff. He was like, yo, that sounds amazing. I was like, yeah, bro, well, you know, you should look into it, bro. This college thing, it's fun, right? It's different, man. I've never been around so many white people in my life and other people, different cultures, right? And he was like, yo, yeah, maybe one day, I don't know if that's for me, but I was like, it's for everybody. But he was like, but this one I'm gonna tell you, right? He said, you can come back here and visit, but don't ever come back here and get trapped. And it was a lot of respect in that, right? Because you got some people that don't want to see you go out. They don't want to see you be better and do better things. They want you to be still where they are.
True.
Right? So I always talk about keep good people around you, right? And it sounds like
I have to.
You keeping really good people around you.
I have to, man, because, you know, I was into the streets, like full throttle into the streets. So, you know, went to school, graduated, man, but college wasn't on my mind.
Right.
Just nobody talked to me about college like that. Nobody never was on my mind, man. So the streets caught my attention more from me being out there every day, being around the fast money. I see people getting it, man. And one year, man, the feds made a sweep in my town. We never looked at it like this, but they made a sweep in my hood. You know, Wilbur section, they made a sweep. And we out there, we young, man, and now they gone. And all we keep seeing people walking up like, man, who got it?
It was opportunity.
It? So you understand? So we look at each other and we just like, man, you know what? We got to get something, man. We can't keep letting this money go. Listen, man, we about to try our hand.
Right.
And that's what jump started. We tried our hand, man, and then it's like seeing $100,000 in cash at 19. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, what?
Right.
In a shoebox. And I'm like, damn, like, so the college was far off my mind, man. But then it's like,
look,
you know, dwelling in the streets, and then it's like, man, getting stuck in it. And then what got me and sparked me more is when I actually got incarcerated, man. That sparked my change.
That changed
right there. You get what I'm saying? So I probably had a 6-year run on the streets.
Right.
6-year run on the street. So from 18, I graduated 18. So from 18 to 24,
okay,
I get locked up at 24 years old. And the amount of time they were trying to get me for selling drugs, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, come on, man. Now the feds got us. They made a sweep back in 98 or whatever, 97, 98 in my hood. Now they get us in 2007.
Man.
And I'm like, how much? What is that?
They always come
you
back.
Know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, my man just got 10 years for killing.
Right.
And you saying y'all want to offer me 20-something years?
Giving me more.
Yeah, so my first plea that they was giving me, because I had 2 BS state charges, so they tried to give me a career criminal charge, right? So they like 20, it was like 262 months to 327 months. So, you know, when you hear that, you can't think like this. You can't catch the years. So I'm like, hold on, man. What the fuck is
hold
that?
on, wait a minute.
For one, I'm like, hold on.
Sound right.
Like, all right, man, this shit up. I'm like, hold on, man.
These football numbers,
so I
man.
tell my lawyer, I said, yo, so there's no possible way you can tell me they want to give me 20-something fucking years for drugs.
Right.
He like, listen, man, I don't know what you are, who you was, but they keep saying something about you, because whatever it is, they said now your name, Tay-Rock, they said they got the right one now. I'm like, bro, I don't even know Tay-Rock.
Right.
So I'm telling them, like, bro, I don't know Tay-Rock.
Right.
So then, and then now I'm going through it, stressed out. My mom used to always ask me, and this is what really started getting me to change, man. My mom and seeing my kids, right? Come see me. But before I got sentenced, my mom was like, how much time you getting? How much time? I said, I don't know. I'm lying to her. Like, I don't know, Mom.
Right.
I just know it's going to be, it's probably close to 10 years, maybe.
Right.
So I never told her the true fact of what I was facing.
Right.
So when I go to court, man, and they read off the cases, man, and we going back talking about my mom on the phone, she start crying because she heard the 262 months, 327 months. So her boyfriend tell her like, yo, they trying to get him like almost 30 years. So
that's when it hit.
You hit her.
That's when it hit.
But not knowing in court, the lawyer already argued a various on my behalf, because I never did a year in jail in prison, so I couldn't be a career criminal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they had to wipe that off. So then they argued about some other little things and stuff that he's like, yo, that's the wrong person. They had another name as mine, Dontae Thomas, another dude name, but our names are spelled type different, the first name. Mm-hmm. But they gave me his charges somehow. So I had to fight to get that off and show them the pictures from the county. Like, that's not
We're
me,
not the same
bro.
person.
Yeah, we totally two different people.
Right.
So we did all that, and then the lawyer come back on the thing that day and write on the thing 120 months. I look back at my mom and I smiled.
Right.
So she like, once you smile, I knew everything was good.
All right.
So I'm like, yo, I can handle 120 months.
Right.
I'm already here. I'm this far. I got 9 months in. I said,
right.
There's no turning back for me. I ain't telling on no fucking body.
Right.
I'm gonna accept this as a man. My dad always told me when I first got in the streets.
Take it as a man.
He said, listen, remember, the fun times happens, bro. But when that bad time come, take that shit like a man.
Take it like a man.
He said, because remember, this not a winning game.
Man, you know, it's crazy, Tay, that you say that. So my father, a lot of people always say like, because I got an entrepreneur mindset. So it was always like, yo, because my dad was in the street, right? Mm-hmm. My dad's from Atlanta, was on the streets of Atlanta and brought that and ran around up here. He did a little different because my dad did it a little different. And I can say this now because it's way past the time, but my dad didn't really frolic in Trenton when he was living here. Mm-hmm. He frolicked out in like Princeton.
He moved around.
He used to be up.
Yeah.
Right? He was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember my father, right? One of the reasons why, because naturally the hustle was in me. Mm-hmm. And I kind of wanted it because I'm growing up on Vine Street and up the street when I was, young, kind of the same thing. I used to see the cats coming down the street with the Maximas, the GS bug with the Brent, and this is like, yo, and they had names like Power and Supreme, and they had the ropes on. And it was like a golden era, like the late 80s. And I was just like, and this is back when Alpo and Richmond, you was hearing a story about these New York cats with these year ahead BMWs. So I used to be like, yo, that's crazy. And me and the cats, like all my homies that, on the north side was like, yo, we got it. That's us one day. Then I never forget my father, same thing. My father was like, look, it's a grown man game. Yeah, he was like, but this is what I'm gonna tell you. He like, can I give you, my dad was like, he was Southern a little bit. So he like, yo, can I give you my opinion? I was like, yeah. This is when I got a little older. I was probably about to go to Trenton High. He said, I think you're just like me, but I think you're 100 times smarter than me. Mm-hmm. He was like, I think, he tried to start a painting and wallpaper business, right? And I remember looking at my pop like, yo, why you gonna start a business, Pop? Why don't you just go work for somebody? Because I didn't know no better. He was like, yo, I can't do that, right? Mm-hmm. But he was like, but you can be an entrepreneur, right? He was like, you 100 times smarter than me. So the reason why I'm leaving and I'm gonna just start this painting and wallpaper business and I'm gonna go work at the hospital as a maintenance man, because I'm just trying to tell you, I don't really need you to do what I did, right? He told me that. He was like, but if you do get sucked in, he told me the same thing your dad said. He said, just remember, this is a man's game.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're not a man yet. I'm just letting you know that. But this is a man's game. Ever since then, I said, you know what? I was just like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So like when I say, yeah, I was on the streets, I'm out there. Yeah. When it got dark, I was just like, all right, fam, I'm gonna go in and go play some Madden on Genesis or something. I'm gonna go ahead in. And you know what? Nobody bothered me about it. Because I think a lot of cats was scared about, like, it's one thing to be sucked in by the money.
Yes.
Which, look, I get it. We live in a capitalist society. The money it means something.
It's something.
But the cats that get sucked in for the life, and they think the life is worth whatever. They care about what everybody else thinks.
What everybody.
I was just like, you'd be surprised, like, yo, nobody gonna think you corny if you don't hustle. You know what I mean? Man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's crazy how a lot of times we say, man, like, cause I catch myself like, man, I wish my parents would have taught me a little different. I wish they knew better so I could have did a little better and, you know, be in different places earlier in life. But then they taught us some lessons. Man, listen. They did teach us some lessons.
My parents taught me all the right lessons, bro. I just was hard-headed. I was hard-headed.
Right.
They showed me, mom and dad, man. I came on the roof with my mom and dad. Working people, man. Showed me the right way. Right. Taught me the right way. Dad groomed me the right way. Yeah. Everything.
But it's up to us, right?
But when I got older, it was my decision.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I used to tell my mom, because at first she was like, oh, man, we could have. I'm like, listen, it's nobody's fault. This is my fault. I got to take this. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't teach me something you don't know.
So I'm glad you said that, because that made me think of something. Like, one of my favorite speakers, Eric Thomas, and I'm sure you know E.T., right? Yep. E.T., he always talks about, and this is something I learned. It's like, all right, when we're younger, there is a lot we should have listened to.
Yes.
Because what I try to tell my kids, I'm telling you things right now and I need you to listen to, right, as a father. There's going to come a time that life changes and your generation is going to know things that I don't know. Yep. And that's when you may tell me, you don't, like, when I got older, I went to college, I got into business. I used to tell my mother, like, no disrespect, but because Eric Thomas talks about it, I was like, yeah, that was me. No disrespect, Mom, but you can't tell me how to be no CEO, because you never left the city of Trenton. You never been no CEO, right? You barely got out of high school. That was your job. You've been working. I don't want to work for somebody all my life, right? So there's certain things about life now. You did your job earlier, right? And whether I listened or I didn't, but now it's different. Like, you can't tell me how to do this. I got to read. I got to look at some other people. I got to put myself in rooms with people that are either where I want to be or they've accomplished some things I want to do, right? And that ain't no sucker shit. That's just, this is what you got to do to level up, right?
That's growth.
You know what I'm saying? It's growth. It's growth. Like, yo, I don't need to be the boss of the room.
Yep.
I need to go in there around the boss to find out, like, all right, well, I'm trying to be in that position. I got to learn, right? And that's my mom, my father, they can't teach me that stuff no more, right? So that's deep, right?
Yeah, and that's what my hit hard. So when I'm through my incarceration, my job was like, man, what can I got to go back out there and teach my kids what my parents couldn't teach me. And then not even just for them, I'm used to something.
Right.
I'm used to a certain life. Really, I don't want to work for nobody. And the crazy thing is, I was working when I was on the street selling drugs. I worked at a state building, taxation building downtown. I worked the whole time I was on the street selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I had the game figured out. Because I watched people before. I'm like, damn, they be out here all day. None of them got a job. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get me a job.
They target,
right? I'm going to work for 8 hours. I'm going to come home and then do what I need to do.
Right.
Keep it like that. And then it's like through prison, I'm like, you know what? This the time for me to educate myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I had money, but I didn't know what to do with the money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it was a waste to me. It's like all that money went in the air, went anywhere.
Yeah.
I wasted it. It was gone. Yeah. Whatever was left to the streets was left to the streets.
Yeah, that's how it works.
You know what I'm saying? So you never actually achieve nothing from it if you're not knowledgeable enough or you have somebody guiding you, even when you're in the streets, with what to do with your money.
Right.
And you got to believe in somebody even when they tell you something. Because a person came up to me one time, man, he was like, yo, I see you doing this, and this older guy, he's like, yo, I see you doing it, boom, boom, boom. You got this going, blah, blah. You be in this building, that building, that building. He said, why don't you buy one of the buildings? He's like, give me $20,000, I'm gonna help you buy the building. But he never gave me a blueprint showing me how he gonna help me buy the building. He just like he telling me, give me my money.
Right.
Like, I ain't give you no money.
And we don't want to give nobody our money. Yeah, that's our culture.
Yeah,
like, we don't want to give nobody no money. We talked about this offline.
Yeah,
we might have good intentions, but a lot of times the way we come up, you don't want to give nobody your money. You know
I'm
what
like,
I mean?
man, I ain't giving you that, man. I said, you know what I'm gonna go do with that, man? Like, give you that.
I'm gonna turn that around. You know what I mean?
I'm about to go flip this in real quick. I don't know what you gonna give it to you. I don't see nothing that you saying gonna come from it.
Until New Jack City come out, you're like, oh, the Carter.
And then the Carter.
That's what they mean.
Yeah, and then you start looking. Then I'm like, you know what? Damn, if I'd have given that, I probably could have had a couple cribs coming back home. I could have had this, but you know. Hey man, it is what it is.
You live and you
but
learn,
yes, but that's what grown me, man. And just my upbringing did, man. You know, and being a tornado, man. You know, Trenton High, man. That spirit, right? You had to be tough,
for life, bro. You do.
You got to be tough. I told you to make the team, to stay on the team, bro. You had to be tough. Your mindset,
and our coaches were tough.
Our coach, you get what I'm saying? They was on our heels.
We had curfews.
So what? You had to be, and you had to be a dog out there. Then you take the street part.
Right.
You had to have a little toughness to you. And I wasn't the killer. I wasn't shooting the gun. None of that.
Right.
But I still had a tough side to me.
We
so
had
a
to
person
be.
know
Right.
you can't cross a certain line.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So all that I took with me through prison, it was just like, and what really made me change, man, is two things that made me change.
Right.
The first thing is I read a hood book in the county. And it's a hood going in, and it's like, oh man, to get towards the end of shit, like the feds get them,
right.
Boom, they go to jail. I'm like, oh, I'm never reading this one again. So I told myself, I said, yo, I'm never picking up. I said, yo, I promise, I said, I'm never picking up another hood book again.
Right.
That shit can't teach me nothing.
Right.
I know how to cook coke. I know how to sell it. I know how to build the team to move to work.
Right.
All that in that about the streets, I know I did it.
Right.
I just lived it. I'm like, that can't teach me nothing. I'm like, so I need something with substance, something to help me elevate.
Right.
Boom. So I just start getting self-help books, something from my mom, Start reading the Bible, definitely God had brought me through so much. So just reading the Bible, God is great. So that, and start maturing. But then I'm like 2 years in my bed, man. A guy come down, man, Lynch Hunt, man, great brother, man. He from out Burlington way and stuff like that, right? But he come down from another prison from Raybrook. So he a certified trainer already. So I'm training.
And he in prison, though?
Yeah, he was in prison. This one he was in prison.
Already a certified trainer.
He got certified in another prison.
Right.
So he get down to our prison now where he at. I got everybody from the town working out.
Right.
Everybody from the town working out. And I got people from, we're in the Fed, so people from all over in my car.
Right.
So I got a nice sized car. So at this time, I probably had like 15 people in the car working out with me.
Right.
And he's like, yo, what you gonna do when you go home? I'm like, shit, I don't know. He's like, yo, you ain't never think about training? You're training right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I ain't never on that shit. I never crossed my mind. He's like, man, you should look into it. He said, I'll help you, man. He said, I'll help you, whatever, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I went back, called my mom, and I was like, yo, look up the thing. And then it so happened the jail offered the course.
To be a certified trainer. Okay.
So I'm like, man, you know what? Send me $400. They give us a discount.
Right.
So she's like, man, I ain't about to send $400 for no book. I said, look, send me $400. I'm going to take the course.
Right.
She sent it after the complaining and shit because she don't know what I'm on now. So she sent it, bro. And then him, man, he helped me get on that road. Then I had another guy in my building named was Jeffrey Hunt, man.
Okay.
From out of Philly, man. Older guy, man. And
opportunity, man.
What? And he helped me. He educated the shit out of me in there, bro. Like with learning health and wellness. I'm talking about.
Was he a trainer too?
But he was into nutrition.
Gotcha.
So
so you go okay.
So I got both sides, and he was the actual certified trainer too. But he was very more knowledgeable on nutrition about vitamins, about minerals, about diseases.
Okay.
So we had the same books they get at the colleges with the doctor books and stuff. We got them books in the jail. Now we ordering these books. And we sitting in the unit, and man, he helping me. And I was getting discouraged one time. I'm like, man, these words big as hell. I can't pronounce these words. And he like, don't worry. Every day, come to my room. We're gonna go over them. You go back to your room, and you just keep going over. I guarantee you get this. He was like, I guarantee you. So I'm studying day in, day out, man. I'm studying for 16 hours a day, man. I'm on a mission now. Then I end up getting certified in prison, man. My personal trainer certification in probably like 2012. Then I ended up getting my nutrition certification. And then, man, it was just skyrocket after that, man.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
I'm transforming the jail. People coming to me, asking me mad questions.
Right.
I got a gel on my back. It's like,
bro.
No, it was amazing. But them two gentlemen, man, like really put me on a path. And then the individuals that we was in there with and around, man, there's another one, man, that in Kentucky, he got a gym, Dale Robinson, man, black, you know what I'm saying? But him another one, we always working out together, you know what I'm saying? And these guys like shaped me, man, and like they molded me. And Jeff in my unit, because I was in the unit with him most of the time during the night, but he drilled me on, like, hey, you name a disease, he drilled me on it.
That's crazy. I really hope this makes it to some cats that's behind right now.
What?
Because they need to hear this part of it, right?
Listen.
About, because, look, I know the morale got to be tough going behind, right? Going and sitting down for a little bit. But you took advantage of the opportunities that was there for you.
And that's what became great. And that's what I tell individuals, man. And then you see it, though, in prison. Most people, they watch TV all day.
Right.
They playing the games. It's like the time is doing them.
Right.
So I was just taught to myself, I was like, yo, and one old head told me before, man, and he had a lot of time. He was like, how much time you got younger? I was like, man, I got 10 years. He's like, oh, shit, that's going to be over no time. He said, this what you do. He said, this what you do. He made it seem easy as hell.
Right.
But I'm looking at him like, that's no time. So he's like, yo, this what you do. He said, I guarantee you won't fail if you do this. He said, listen, read all the time. He said, find out what you like to do. And he said, yo, just study.
Right.
He said, make jail your yell.
Wow.
He said it's the only time.
Make jail, Yale.
Because he said this the only time you're going to get a free education.
Man, I'm putting that in my quote,
Listen,
bro.
he said make jail, Yale. He said this the only time you're going to get a free education.
That's crazy.
He said, yo, you ain't going to have to pay for this education. He said, so the money that people going to be spending on education, you going to get for free. He said, only thing you might be paying for is books that you need to get sent into you.
Wow, bro. I'm putting that one in my joint, bro.
Man,
I got to run in like, bro, like I got a quote list, yo. I just put all my notes in there, bro.
So, and that right there, man, them things like shaped me, man. And when my mom and them used to come through that door, that hurted me because I knew they had to. One time, my mom was like, man, I had to take my bra off. They said the wire was in the bra. Had to take your daughter's shoes off.
Right.
Your son, they wanted to check the Pampers. This. I'm like, damn.
It was tough.
So, not only I'm in prison, I got my parents and I got my mother in prison.
In a prison.
Yeah, in a prison mentally. You understand? My kids and them might not understand it because they was 6, 8. They was young at the time when I went to prison. My son was about to be 2. My daughter was 6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I had them in a prison when they came in there, basically. Because that's what happened to me. When prison over, I go back, they stripping me, telling me, bend over, cough.
And you like, what?
I'm like, so it's the fucking violation, a disrespect.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I will never in my life experience this shit again.
Put myself in that,
Never. I'm not doing it. And I'm saying, I'm not putting my mother through this again.
Right. Let me ask you this. Here, on topic, but off topic. Why is it that when even when you was locked up, bro, people out in the world training can't get big. How do you get so big in jail?
In prison, because you understand, in prison we resting a lot, right? We doing a lot of sleeping.
Okay.
And that's a key thing to it. But
because you're not as big as you were bigger in prison.
I was bigger in prison.
Right.
I wasn't even as bigger in prison. I had more muscle mass on me in prison.
Yeah, but like I see cats in prison, they big, and then they come out, they usually slim down.
Because you gotta think about it, we not running as much.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? We actually sleeping a lot. We getting a hella rest.
So your muscles,
you get what I'm saying? Your muscles recovering.
Right.
And we eating hella times throughout the day. We probably eating 7 times a day.
You eat a lot.
8 times
so
a day.
you eat a lot behind?
Hell yeah.
So people like.
So you gotta understand, you can order from commissary.
Right.
You know,
that's cost.
From commissary.
Right. That's your money.
We pay that. That's our money. That's our own money. Then if people chose to eat from the mess hall, you can eat the mess hall. But it's the same.
And there's no frills. Ain't nothing in the food, right?
It's really. But we know in jail we offer mainly mackerel and tuna.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
All
that's
protein.
Our protein. You get what I'm saying? So we offer mackerel and tuna. That's our protein. And then you gotta think about like in jail, the mentality of a jail workout is kind of different from a street workout.
Right.
Because we killing ourselves in a half an hour, 40 minutes.
Right.
Like we because we stressing.
Right.
That's our stress reliever. This is the way we get through our daily life right here.
Right.
Every day. And then you guys saying we don't got protein. We ain't got that shit they got on the street.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's no protein shakes.
No,
there's
we don't got that.
So
it's regular food.
No boosters, no supplements.
Even on the streets now, like me, I could blow back up. I can get to that, but it's like
because you know how.
I know how.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then it's just the part I'm doing a lot of running right now.
Yeah.
I might only sleep 3 hours a day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right
I do
now.
about 5. Yeah,
you get
I
what I'm saying?
sleep long.
We don't sleep.
But we got things
things keeping us
we got
going.
things that we want to
wake up and we trying to accomplish some shit. We trying to get over these hurdles, these blocks. So it's a big difference. And then now I only train my clients for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because I know the body systems. So I don't need
So all that hour people spending
that
hours in the gym.
In a way. That shit in a way. For an actual person who know what he's doing, he know he not staying in the gym for an hour.
I met a dude one time, and he was a guy who was into like yoga and all that stuff. But I was like, yo, he's fit, right?
Yep.
I used to work with him when I was in the tech world. Very fit dude. I was like, yo, you work out a lot, man. You fit. I can tell just by the way your clothes fit. And he was like, yeah, believe it or not, I only work out for about 7 to 8 minutes a day. He like, because I know that for my body, I can only wake up. I have a 7 to 8 minute workout routine. And he's like, that's all I do. But he eats really clean too. Yeah. But he was like, but I was like, but you got muscle tone a little bit. He's like, yeah, 7, 8 minutes. He's like, but I know my body.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, he was like a Middle Eastern dude. He was like, it's a fallacy to think you need to go to the gym for 2 hours. He's like, you can go to the gym for 2 hours, you're wasting a lot of time. He's like, I don't have that kind of time. Right.
Bruh. I don't want a client to come here with me for an hour.
Right.
I'm wasting time. I'm trying to find out how can I get the next one to come in.
Right.
The next group of people, because I mainly focus on group training.
Right.
It's the best, the high energy, everybody all driving off each other energy, the motivation. So I focus on that. So after half an hour, I'm trying to see how I can get the next group of people in.
Right.
I don't want you to stay here for no hour with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got some other stuff I'm trying to do. Then I'm trying to figure out how to grow my business. So
yeah.
That's another thing.
So optimizing, man. Yeah. Y'all better holler at my man Team Chizel. Y'all trying to get right, man.
Listen,
I'm telling you, man. Boy, know what we talking about.
And we just changing the dynamics of fitness because, everybody still got the antiquated way of training, which life has evolved, so we have to evolve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people go in the gym, and yes, they could get strong from they sit on the bench, go take a 3-minute break in between each set because they looking for their ATP to recover and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? But we learned that we can manipulate that. So when you educate yourself, you learn how you can manipulate the body system.
I want to get in that. I want to get into the art of fitness. But let me ask you before we go on, right? What did you want to be when you grew up, Tay?
Man, when I want to grow up, I touch you, I was into basketball.
I know. That's what was probably your main sport.
That was my main thing. Yeah. That was my main sport. So wanting to be when I grow up, I'm like, yo, I want to be a basketball player. Right. I loved it. I was enjoying, but then once I got older, I realized like that shit ain't gonna work.
So I was in the Michael Jordan era. Who was
Michael Jordan?
So you still the Michael Jordan?
Iverson. You know, Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson became, my go-to.
I got Allen in my office upstairs.
You get what I'm saying? So those was the ones, in the era time, everybody loved it. Mike Young, who wanted to be like
Mike. Everybody did. Because Mike spanned about 2 generations, maybe 3 generations,
almost
to be honest.
Yeah. So Mike ended up coming up, right? Tell you the truth. And they used to ask the questions, but the question was asked enough for me. I didn't think I had a real ideal of what I wanted to be.
We don't get a lot of guidance where we come from.
I didn't have that. So I really ain't had, I couldn't tell a person, I wanted to be a firefighter. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that.
We only knew what we saw.
That's it. So I had basketball because I played it so much. So that was just a thought. Right. I watched it so much on TV, college, NBA, whatever. You get what I'm saying? But it was the thought.
Yeah.
But it wasn't no guidance for me to get there. It wasn't even guidance for me to even get to college to play basketball.
Not the way it is now, where they would say, "Tay Rock, man, you that dude.
Listen, you need
we're gonna put you in this program. You're gonna be in this camp.
You get what I'm saying?
This is what your routine got to be." Nowadays, like I'm coaching my 5-year-old. He start basketball next week. This Saturday, his first game.
See what I'm saying?
And they were like, "Yo, we need coaches." I was like, "Listen, I want to I got to this point where I coached him in baseball and he was like the best player in the league.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I really just want to watch my son, right? I don't want to coach. But then they always ask me like, yo, can you coach? Plus he underage, right?
Okay.
He the only kindergarten they let him play.
See?
Because they saw him in baseball and soccer. They're like, yo, he can play. And they see his videos, right, with him playing basketball. But I wanted to watch. But I was like, you know what? I'll coach him, right? But so they sent me this coach playbook. And I'm like, man, we didn't have this when I was young. Like, it has a playbook, and you click on links for YouTube videos, and it says, if your son wants to, he wants to make basketball a potential career, follow this curriculum. And I'm just like, yo, I love football. I love football more than basketball growing up. I loved everything, but in football, it was like, all right, you play football, then either off-season you run track or you run around in the street.
That's it.
Right? Or you play another sport, maybe basketball, maybe baseball. But there was really no playbook to say, well, what if I really want to do this thing though? Like now these kids, look at, they taking 6th grade and like, yo, you going to be the next quarterback at University of Texas.
Yeah, but now we understand that training, how that kid is trained. And mentally too. Mental train. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Like more of these athletes got good grades now.
What?
Like it's not like you could just an athlete.
Now. No, they actually A and B students.
Yeah.
Honor roll students, right? And they workout curriculum at what they telling the kid to work out now at young ages is just tremendous.
Yo, it's crazy.
So that's how I do when I get young kids in there, man, is I transform them to how the world don't want to treat them.
Right.
So you get what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time back our way, man, because we haven't caught on to this yet. We lost. That's why you train out 0-12. That's why the young kids coming up. That's why the young kids coming up, very talented, but talent only takes you so far.
Right.
They don't have the hard work. They don't have that
it's up here.
It's in the mind.
It's up here.
And their mind is not there yet. And then they're not even strong enough. So when we start taking our kids and putting them to the AAU leagues and they traveling south, you know what I'm saying? They're going down south. They in Florida somewhere. These kids is working out already.
They working out. And they smart.
I'm talking about, and they smart.
Right.
And they got the talk shit attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ready. They learned that.
I love this, right? A lot of people it was like, oh, your son, he nice in sports. I was like, yeah, but I don't want him to get too comfortable being nice here, right? Because look, I'm blessed that, because of my wife, I live down in the suburbs. The problem I always think about, because I come from Trenton, is he nice here, but what about when he really start moving up in levels? And what about when that kid from Trenton or Camden or Elizabeth or Newark playing basketball? Let's take basketball, because I think basketball is going to be his favorite sport. I got to prepare my son for when that kid who daddy ain't in his life and that kid got a different dog in him come up and get in my son's chest, right? Because my son down here playing in the burbs and, oh, yeah, Caden, he nice. Yeah, he nice. But what about when that kid from where we come from got that dog in him, that dig up in him, and then everybody going to be like, man, he done took him out his game. I got to prepare my son mentally, right? Like, you nice here, but you got to be nice when it's rough too. When them waters is rough, when that kid come up and he got that dog in him because he ain't got nothing to lose, or he playing for a little bit more than you playing because daddy and mommy gave you a cushy environment. You done been to camps, all this. He playing because he want to buy his grandma a house.
He trying to get out.
He trying to get out.
He need a way out.
His little brother that's younger than him, his older brother got shot. He don't want his little brother to go through it. That's why he playing. So he gonna come at you different, and you got to be able to handle that type of dog, right?
Facts.
You got to be able to respect his dog, but not don't curl up,
intimidated from it.
So I got to teach, so it's mental. It's mental, right? And it's not just mental because of that, but it's just mental. This game is sports and being tough. That's why kids are so soft right now.
Man,
right?
what?
Trenton High, you can't tell me. I was looking at Trenton High when they played the high school here. Big, fast, but mentally just wasn't there. They just wasn't there.
Listen,
they were better than the kids they were playing against.
Man, over the summer, I was helping out with the basketball team for Trenton High. So
who coaching the basketball team now?
Pup coaching the basketball team. But Vince got a nonprofit, and he was doing something for Trenton High team because his son go there and all that stuff too. So he was actually doing something with it. So he called me up, like, would you mind coming out, blah, blah, blah. So I came out, I always want to get back to my city. I love that shit. So I came out, and then me coming out with it, and I'm telling them, like, yo, y'all not tough.
Right.
Like, y'all whine, y'all don't get y'all all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had to tell me to get 150 on the court. Feel what I'm saying? Then I'm a guard. I dictate what goes on.
Hell yeah.
And I'm telling them as guards, y'all ain't even dictating what goes on. Y'all letting them be lazy. So, man, as I kept coming, that's all they wanted. Then they start doing it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we kept giving them something.
They need that influence. And that's why we talked about that. And I hope, look, if you listening, especially if you in Trenton, but any city, y'all need people like Dontae, like myself, to come back to these programs, right? To come back and talk to these kids, people that been through it, people that been in those hallways, been on those streets of the section, north side, or, west, south.
Wherever.
You need everybody. You need people like us to come back, and we're willing to be there.
Yeah, because
we're willing to be there, and they get around it.
And then, but who do they like? It's great that the person they trying to get in got a college degree. It's great the person wears a suit. It's great the person got a good job. But they don't see that and focus on that.
You don't see it.
They don't care about that part. They looking for the person who went through their story.
Right. Because if I got a degree, right, like I'm an outlier maybe. Well, a lot of people will come to Trenton with the college now, but like even now, college to me is like, it's a business now like everything else. So I don't go and be like, yo, go to college. No. But maybe you can be the next star, right? Maybe the NBA is not first. Maybe it's overseas first. Maybe it's playing in
G League
Canadian Football League, G League. But you need people that can come and relate to what you're going through, that can help you with that mental side of it, right? Because I get it, right? We all said it. It's tough coming through Trenton. It's tough getting through Trenton. It is.
And then now this era, man, it's happening to ours a little bit, but now these kids is conditioned to death. Like, they young friends is getting killed left and right. They're going to all these funerals. So death is they normal now.
Yeah.
So what can you speak to a kid when death is his normal?
And if you don't come from that type of environment, you can't teach,
what really
you can't
can you
relate.
teach them? What can you relate? What
I even say,
like, say?
When it comes to speaking, I remember I was looking at a list of like schools, right? And some people told me today, it was like, oh, you shouldn't, don't even reach out to that school because, they're a super suburban school. But I was like, yeah, but just like thinking about like Ewing or Hamilton, right? There's a pocket of kids like us who, hey, your mama did all right, so y'all moved to Ewing. But there's a lot of you, right? There's people in Ewing and Hamilton and Lawrence that y'all faculty can't relate to that group. So y'all need somebody like me to come in and say, look, I see your last name. Y'all got a big family in Trenton, but you've been blessed, right? Y'all moved out to the burbs. You live in, Hopewell, Pennington now, wherever you live at. But you need somebody like us to come there and be able to relate to that kid too. Because when you come from the city, if it's in your bloodline and you see your cousins is out there, you still see it.
You still see it. And then I always tell people too, I say, it ain't just city. When you talk about the suburbs and all that stuff, them schools need it a lot like us too, because
they definitely
who them schools mimic though. They want to mimic the city kids, the culture of the black kids, right? So they start doing all the crazy things. These kids is getting high. They trying all type of things.
And they got access to a little bit more than
the city had. And then what, their parents give them a little more money. They got the money to even go buy the stuff that they want to try. Right? So this is for everybody. And who else better than people who've been through a storm?
You know what
I'm saying? They know it. They've been through that. So they can speak this to any kid, any background, whatever your background is, your culture. They can speak this to them because all of us fall short somewhere.
Right.
And most times now, I don't care where the kid is coming from, that kid is want to be involved in something negative.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They want to try something, they want to drink, they want to smoke. They're getting high off this, they getting high off that.
Right.
Pills the big thing now for these young kids.
Right.
But in a suburban area, they've been sniffing glue.
They've been doing
all this stuff young. So who else better than to come into any of these schools and speak this message
than us?
Yeah, and that's how I look at it. So I tell a person, I talk about where I'm from first and foremost, our type of neighborhoods, because black neighborhoods, we know how we destroyed ourselves.
Right.
We know that. So no, too many people is not there to uplift it, to motivate the kids in a positive light. You got some fruit, and then the coaches and teachers in them who's around, they only could do so much. And they influence not even as hard as it used to be back when we was coming up, because we listened.
Different. Right.
It was very different. We listened.
Oh,
and they was on our heels.
I say that all the time.
They was on our heels, so we listened. These kids nowadays don't listen. You got to make them respect you to listen. Right.
And we respected our coaches.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, yo, you see your coach pull up on you when you in the street, yo, take your ass home. You like this, yo. I'm out.
So now people, and even the parents is soft now with their kids. Oh, you cussed at my kid. Man, what the hell?
I mean, the problem is with parents nowadays, parents too much, they want to relate to your children. They want to be friends with your children. Because I always tell people, like, listen, my kids, one thing they know about daddy is they respect daddy.
And that's why I tell them, the respect level is everything. I don't care about nothing. I ain't your friend like that.
Yeah, respect me.
We're going to be cool, respect me first, though. We're going to be all right. We're going to talk on certain situations, but like we're a friend.
But you're going to listen to me.
You're going to listen to me. When I tell you what I say goes. You feel me? And when you feel something different, then we're going to have an issue.
It's going to be an issue.
That's it.
And I think that's what kids are missing, man. They need that guidance. They need that hard love, right? Hard love is what it is. I know we live in a world where it's very soft, man. The world is getting softer and softer. You know what I mean? So it's a challenge, but you
got to get that out, man. Because I watch young kids now become feminine because how the mothers is raising them. The mothers is giving them everything in the world because the mother now sacrificed so much to get a great job, a great career. And because I don't want my kid to have this. I want my kid to have everything I never had in the world. And we get messed up in our mind with thinking that because now we give this kid everything. But the kid never was taught, definitely a young man, he never was taught how to be a man. You understand? So you made it easy for him in life. He never worked for nothing. So when his kid turned 15, 16, he not getting a job.
And that makes it even more important to me to make sure you get that kid into sports, right? Because look at the LeBron James of the world. A lot of some of your greatest athletes only grew up with their mothers, but what their mothers did was get them into sports, right? So sports to me is a big thing. Yo, we got to get into fitness, bro. I want to talk about fitness. Let's talk about the art of fitness, right? We started talking about this a little bit, but what do you love most about it? What makes you stand out amongst the sea of trainers? Because it's become a crowded space. I mean, even in town, I see a lot of cats that we grew up with are into the fitness wave. I see Muzz is into it. Shane trains.
You got a
lot of people.
Craig,
busy down in Maryland.
You got a lot of people that's into it now. Actually train, and you got a lot.
A lot of people doing sports training, right? Like I know. Shelton do football. Dion basketball. You got a lot of people doing basketball.
Yeah, you got a couple out there.
I see Mun got his son heavy in the basketball training. You know what I mean? I love what we doing in the town, man. We doing some people doing good things, but so I want to know what separates you out there, what you do different, and then also finish it off with what advice would you give? Because I know you like to share, you like to serve. It ain't about like it's enough out here for everybody. What advice would you give up and coming trainers and people who want to get in the best shape of their lives? You know what I'm saying? So start about the art of fitness and what you love about it, bro.
Man, the art of fitness it is deep, man, because it's a very science behind it, man.
Yeah.
And and people don't get it because when you open that book to become a trainer, it's giving you, it's talking about the body. It's not telling you how to train.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it's talking about your cells. It's talking about your energy. It's talking about the mitochondria levels. And so we talking about the whole structure of the body.
Just like mitochondria. I don't remember that. That's from like sixth grade science, right?
You start talking about where this stuff is, the powerhouse of the cells, that energy where it's produced at. You start learning how exercise influence these things.
Right.
We start learning about diseases and stuff like that and how actually exercises helps with that. You know what I'm saying? For prevention instead of running about cure all the time. So that art of it, man, it's a big picture. And that's where I coined myself at the most. That's where I pat myself on the back. Because when a person walks through my door, that's what I'm giving them.
Okay.
You understand? Because only way I can change you if I change your mind. But
100%.
You get what I'm
100%.
saying? I can't change your body if I don't change your mind.
Right.
Because you're not going to do nothing I'm telling you to do if I can't get to your mind first. Feel me? So instead of me worrying about just beating your body up and say, yo, no, I'm going to beat your mind up. So when I educate you and I explain it to you about your body, what's going on, the foods you're eating, how this breaking down, how this metabolize, how this do that. A regular trainer don't do that.
Right.
I worked in a gym, man, when I first came home from prison and all that. I worked in 2 gyms, New York Sports Club out Princeton, and then I worked at Robbinsville, Jersey
I used to go to New York Sports Club when I lived in Hoboken up north. Because that's probably the Princeton probably the closest one.
Yeah. So I did that, but you couldn't give people enough for me.
Did they have like a certain curriculum you had to follow?
It wasn't even, you had a certain timeline that you had to keep them in there.
And it was probably more sales than anything.
It's more sales. Everything is sales when you work in a gym. You know what I'm saying? And I can't have a personal relationship with you that much because we on a 30-minute clock.
Right.
In that gym, so I got to hurry up and get you.
And you're not allowed to train them outside of the gym?
Can't train you outside the gym.
Like you get in trouble for it?
You get in trouble for it. You get what I'm saying? So you sign a little contract with them and things like that about that. But I can't be so intimate with you. I can give you small breakdowns. Most trainers just tell a person, "Oh, stop eating this, stay away from this." Right. But they don't give them the really breakdown
because they want people to keep coming to the training and paying the sessions.
Because we need you to buy more packages. For this gym to come in. Right. For me to get my little percentage that I'm getting, and they getting all the percentage of the money. And it's fun. I'm like, man. So when I used to build with the clients in there, I used to always tell them like, "Yo, soon I'm getting out of this shit." I'm like,
stay close to me.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, the money I'm making, I could go do this shit on my own and still make the money. I'm not getting a lot here. I could go do this on my own, focus on my own business, and still make this same little bit of money that I'm making right now.
More
to where if it is going to be, it's going to be way more. But I'm saying right now, I'm looking at the check that I'm receiving. So I'm like, I could give you way more. Way more and charge you less. And really have time to be involved in
more valuable.
More everything.
I think people need to understand, one, you said something that I love because that's always my mentality, right? It's I can change your life if I change your mind first, right? So when I talk about motivating and motivational speaking and coaching people, I say, look, if I can change your mind, I can change your life. I can change your life, I can change your mind. So I love that mentality. But two, man, people have to understand, and I think people miss this. Value and money are 2 different things.
2 different things.
You know what I'm saying? They're 2 different things. So I like that you're going into the value of it, right?
Yeah, because that's more important to me. The money gonna come, man. I had money before. That shit left fast. So I understand money now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even an issue of that. And I know God gonna bless me abundantly, man. I know because I'm doing the right shit. And I'm helping people. I'm changing people's lives. I'm serving. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a service. A real great service to individuals. I'm helping a person put years on their life. You know what I'm saying?
Because you realize this, Tay? Do you realize, right? I just thought I did this exercise. I was in a mastermind group with my man Zillow Killer, James Rember. Shout out to Zillow Killer. We had a 1-week boot camp. And he opened the boot camp up with this like icebreaker type of thing. And he was like, I don't remember exactly, but he was like, do this number, do this number, do this number. And my number was like 13,000 or something. And he was like, based on your age, that's how many days you got left to live.
Dang. You see
Bro, when you put, and I was expecting if you live to 80. Which is the average, right? Now I'm hoping I go longer and I'm healthy. I want to be one of them old people that have no business driving, but I'm so healthy that I'm still driving at 90, right?
I can drive.
That I talk about them on the road like, yo, she do not need to be on the road. But man, you don't understand how important that is that you're giving people years. You're giving people life. Because if, let's just say I got 14,000 days left, man, that don't sound like a lot.
Nah, it don't sound like a lot.
So anything I can do to add on to that and be like, you know what? Last month I had 14,000, but I've been doing all the right things. I've been training. I've been eating right. Man, I think I got 14,500 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and then me, Mike, the art behind my whole thing, man, is like really getting a person to understand their body. Because when you walk in there, you got high blood pressure. I'm gonna explain everything to you about high blood pressure. I'm gonna tell you about the diuretic you on. I'm going to tell you what it's doing. I'm going to tell you how it's flushing all the minerals and vitamins out your body. I'm going to tell you everything they're not telling you. A regular trainer not explaining this to you.
Listen, healthcare, look, everything's a business in America, bro.
So you're not getting this from a trainer.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't coin myself as a trainer. So I tell the person, I'm a transformation specialist.
Love it.
You get what I'm saying? Because I'm about to transform your whole life. I'm about to change you inside out. You feel what I'm saying? Your mind, body, soul. Because once I get to the mind, I'm gonna enhance the body. Your spirit gonna elevate anyway because you're gonna start feeling good about yourself, right? So that's gonna make your life enhance because what? If you're with a woman or you with a man, or you're a man with a woman with a man, guess what? Your life at home gonna change.
Absolutely.
Your conversation's gonna change. Everything you interact with somebody gonna change. Your energy level, you're gonna feel like, man, you're gonna be the shit.
I love it.
You get what I'm saying? So love it. Well, I'm giving a person with the art of this and the science behind it and my way of doing it. This is my way. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like nobody else doing it, but I'm just in love with this shit so much that I
need this video. I need this episode to go viral, bro. What? We got to make everybody from the town, everybody we know, they better share this one. This one got to go viral.
Listen, because I'm telling you, bro, I look at it like, because I want to give everybody the information they don't know.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to just train you walk out my door.
And most people don't, because like, if you was to ask me like, hey, you take the multivitamin, you do this, you do that, and now you coming to get trained, I'm gonna tell you right now that you not doing this, I would never know that stuff, man.
No, you won't.
Like, because I heard somebody recently told me, I was like, oh man, I'm taking CMOS, I do this. Like, yo, you taking too much shit.
What, bro?
You know what I mean, somebody told me that. They're like, they're like, I don't know, I ain't no doctor, but you might be taking too much stuff, bro. You thinking that you doing all this, stop.
But it don't even go in that. And then like I tell a person, so I get deep into this shit, even like knowing what type of vitamins. So I'm like, person be like a multivitamin, right? So like instance what you just said, okay, right? A multivitamin. And I'm like, yo, look on the back of the multivitamin, look how much of a percentage of each vitamin is in there.
Right.
Is that vitamin really giving you everything you need?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then it goes off body structure. And then it goes off, oh, you're a black man. So then it goes off like that vitamin saying take 300 milligrams of one tablet a day. Do you think that fits you and fits 1,000 other people?
Right.
Everybody's body structure is different. So you might need to take 2 tablets. You might need to take, you know what I'm saying? But it's a whole breakdown. Then you start knowing what type of vitamins in there. So you say B vitamins, but then you're saying, okay, it's only got this B vitamin in there. Then you be like, you need to take the B vitamin in this whole complex. All 8 B vitamins.
So you taking a real holistic approach.
I'm a dive into it. You understand? Because we could take them vitamins, but then our body got to break that vitamin tablet down because of the type of capsule they got it in, and then rebuild it back up to the stuff the body needs. When we could take vitamins that's already bioavailability, that's ready for the body to absorb it.
So you actually recommend specific vitamins?
I talk to people and I give them actually companies that actually focus on the vitamins that's bioavailability to the body. These companies have been studied.
Your initial
my initial approach,
consultation. Okay.
And once we get into it, so my first consultation is learning the person.
Right.
What you haven't been doing, what injuries you got, what's going on in your life.
Right.
You understand why you want to start this journey. Because if you tell me the journey for somebody else, I'm gonna tell you I can't help you. I can't help you with the journey. Because you understand, my husband want me to know. That ain't gonna work.
Because your mind ain't gonna be there.
Your mind ain't gonna be there. You doing this for somebody else.
Right.
So I need to know, is it for you? Why you want to do it? So we get to that. Deep. Then I get them to train for a week or so.
Okay.
Then the next week I start talking to them about how they eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get them to do that. Now once we fix one thing out of their eating habit for that first week, that's it. Then the next week we're gonna go to number 2. What else you been eating? We're gonna take this out now. Then I'm gonna start talking to you a month later about vitamins, about adding this into it.
Right.
See, as trainers out there, they like to throw everything at one person one time. You came in, you ain't been working out in 5-10 years.
Right.
And I want you to stop everything you've been doing for 10 years and follow this routine.
Right.
It don't happen. That's why people don't last. That's why when people like they're on a diet.
Right.
What the hell is a diet? I don't even understand a diet. You tell me a diet, 9 out of 10 people.
Stay away from McDonald's. Stay away from Chick-fil-A.
What is a diet? But 9 out of 10 people, when they say a diet, they don't last on it.
Right.
They fall off in a week because it don't change the way they think.
Right.
So if I tell you you're on a lifestyle change, you think
that's different.
The whole approach of the word lifestyle change is different. You know what I'm saying? So my science and bringing a person in, I use 21 days, right, to create a new habit. 21 days to break the old habit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I use 90 days to make it a lifestyle.
So think about this. After in my profession, real estate is my primary, right? I always tell people you got to go through a 90-day cycle to see results. 90-day cycle to get into the flow state. 90-day cycle to gain momentum. So kind of the same concept. Yeah.
Same thing, same concept. So to truly see your body change, you're going to start seeing it really in about 90 days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you believe in supplements?
Supplements, you can take some supplements. I watch supplements and I tell people certain times what supplements to get because I like to look at the ingredients of certain supplements. You get what I'm saying? Because when some supplements can hinder a person because of all the additives that they have in the supplements.
Right.
So when people trying to come down, lose weight, you trying to watch what you put them on.
I see people, fat burner.
They're going to jump on that, but they don't understand that certain type of fat burners in there, it elevates your heart too much. Your heart shouldn't pump like that.
What about I see cats in the gym. I'll go to the gym and they'll be in the locker room shaking up their joint. And I'm like, what's that, bro? They're like, oh, pre-workout.
Yeah.
It's like 4,000 grams of caffeine in it. That can't be good.
It's not. But people use it because they look at the things and they need energy.
And they give them jitters, and they
give them
can
all
go
the
work them
crazy
jitters
shit.
out.
So they go,
Right.
They're
Right.
gonna be hyped up. You know what I'm saying? Where your body gonna produce the energy you need. I don't take a pre-workout.
Right. So even like, all right, solve this mystery for me, Tay. Somebody told me one day, one of my buddies was like, yo, I was like, yeah, man, I just ain't seeing a lot of results as far as math. I'm trying to get a little bigger. They were like, well, how much protein do you take? I was like, well, I take a shake after the gym. Yeah. They were like, you need to be taking as much protein grams as your body weight. I'm like, but if I'm 200 pounds right now. I was like, that sounds like a lot of protein.
It is a lot.
And I did it. I tried it, right? I'm telling you, do it. He's a bulky, in shape dude, but I had to realize his body and my body are two different things. I felt weird taking that. Like, I was getting headaches.
Listen.
Like, my body felt weird. I'm trying to take 200 grams of protein a day, right? I'm eating extra protein. I'm taking 2 shakes instead of 1.
Listen, it been science showed, actual science, right, shows that you do not have to get a gram of your body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you don't have to have 2, because your body can't even process that 200
much, right?
grams of protein.
That's what I always
thought. Your
thought.
body going to get rid of it.
Right.
It's going to get rid of it. So it's been shown if you even take 70 to 100 grams of protein, you could build. How a person gains the muscle mass and stuff they're doing is through their training. It depends on how a person is training.
Right.
Training mean everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The training is the key to getting big, the key to getting stronger, the key to getting powerful, the key to gaining strength.
Right.
The extra stuff is just to repair the muscles that you tore down.
Right.
Protein don't do nothing but help maintain muscle, maintain body weight.
Like glutamine,
help
same thing, right?
Like glutamine, all the stuff. It's like recovery stuff. So you breaking down your muscles to build them back up. So you got catabolism and anabolism. 2 things: anabolism to build up, catabolism to break down. When we're working out, we breaking down the muscles to build them back up for the anabolism process to take place. So when we start feeding our muscles and stuff, this protein stuff, it's only to build certain things that the body needs, because non-essential amino acids, right? So the body produce some and some the body don't produce. So we taking protein to help us build that back up, them blocks. Because whatever protein you take in your body, got to take it, break it down to amino acids, then build it up to the protein the body needs. So it's a whole
because that's like I think that's one of the biggest like misconceptions, right? People think like, oh, protein. Like a lot of people that's big were like, oh, protein. And I'm like, well, but I know vegans that's big. You know what I'm saying?
Because now the protein is the working out. Your genetic makeup gonna respond a certain way. If we go in the gym and we dig our training style, we're gonna get bulkier. Right. We're gonna gain that muscle.
So every workout's different. So like some people like you know, my one cousin, he likes to lift heavy. Right?
Yes.
He's like, yo, I'm heavy. I max out. Then you got some people, like my one other cousin, he believes, and he's like, yo, me and your body type the same. I like high reps, you know what I'm saying? But I'll do 5 sets of high reps, right? But I'm like, yo, there is no one. That's why some of these people selling courses and stuff. It's like, yo, like, but that might not even work for you.
It might. That's why it might not work for them. But and then pretty much understand. Well, if you learn the body, you understand. If I give you a 10-pound dumbbell right now and I get you to do something for enough amount of time, your body not gonna know if it's 50 pounds.
Right.
If you do enough curls, if you do enough curls with 10 pounds, your body not gonna know that's a 10-pound weight. How?
Right.
You tricking your body system.
Right.
I could go in there the same person. So what I'm doing is I'm building anaerobic endurance. Right.
Okay.
Most people who go lift heavy can't rep out like that.
Right.
So they're just 1 reppers. They probably go to
max
2.5.
out. Doesn't that do anything?
Max out. It helps because it's your muscle fibers being utilized. Everything's being utilized at one time, all out effort. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which helps grows you, but it don't help expand the muscle the way you needed to do.
Right. Okay.
So if you trying to rep out, if you take a person who just do 1 reps, he probably can't do burpees like that. He probably can't do pull-ups.
Right.
It's so much stuff.
Probably not fast.
Oh yeah, and then if you give him 225, he probably can't rep it for 30. But he probably can lift 400 pounds.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a science behind it, man. And no, like people choose what they feel and do, but when they don't know, they don't know.
Yeah.
And just because the person the trainer don't mean they know.
And I think that's you see that a lot, right? People just don't know, and that's why people so lost, and that's why they don't stick to a workout, right?
Yep.
Workouts are one of New Year's coming around. Everybody resolution is, yo, I'm working out, I'm back in the gym, and then what happens? February, little bit early March,
and then it die down.
It's like, yo, because you even proud. You see people like, yo, I'm glad to see the gym. But, you had lost a couple. They lose that first 5.
But you know what? It's the part of them saying it's a New Year's revolution.
Right.
That's the trick right there.
Can't be a New Year's resolution.
It got to be a plan.
Got to be a daily resolution,
This
right?
is life. So I tell her, this is your life agenda all the time. This is a marathon we on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not on a marathon, then that's just a phase you're going through in your life right now.
Right.
That's it. Because nothing changed in your mind. You just said, it's a new year. I'm going to start a New Year's revolution. That's not going to last.
Right.
That's going to be quick.
Right.
It's going to be out in a couple of weeks. Your thoughts going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So it's so many ways to train. But me, I just use, because me, like, I take 225 deadlifting for 25, 30 reps.
Okay.
And then I know I can lift almost 500 pounds by doing that. But I'm worrying about taxing different body systems.
Right.
I'm worrying about my anaerobic, my aerobic. Then I'm worrying about strength, power, and endurance all in one equation.
Okay.
So I'm not breaking it up. I know
y'all learning today.
Yeah, but what? Listen, I know my motor units, my muscle fibers, all the things complete.
Right.
Because my body not going to know that weight is 225.
Right.
But when I keep doing all them reps, that shit going to feel heavy.
Right.
So it's going to start feeling like I'm
because I've been to workouts. Like I went to like a boot camp in the gym like years ago. I just remember they're like, yeah, grab that 10-pound barbell. I'm like, 10 pounds ain't nothing. But what they had us doing, I'm like, yo, why does it feel so heavy? It's 10 pounds.
Yes,
because normally I can go to the gym like, yo, I can grab 250
and curl them out. And that's the difference. And you can lift a heavy weight, but people don't realize that lifting lighter, higher reps can put the same muscle mass and stuff on you. And people would want to debate it. They want to go back and forth. But it works.
Right,
I done did it so many times. We done did this in prison. People in prison, everybody in prison don't lift so heavy. You know what I'm saying?
You would think so.
I looked at bigger because just how I was eating more throughout the day.
And cardio.
Right now, I'm just getting back down. And not take it, believe it, I was only 167 in prison.
What?
But I looked at huge.
Yeah.
I'm 167. Right now, today, I'm 174.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And I just came back down from 200.
You got up to 200?
I just was at 200.
Okay, got you.
I was at 200 in August.
Okay.
So I'm back down to 174 now.
What you do to cut down like that so fast?
All I did was change how I eat.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
You have a specific diet?
I don't have golf or diet. I just go off lifestyle changes.
Okay, gotcha.
So sometimes,
lifestyle change.
Yeah,
so
sometimes in this moment,
do you eat meat?
No, I don't eat no beef.
No beef. Okay.
I probably eat a steak once in a while because my wife loves steak. So anytime she.
So you're not anti-beef, but you just don't eat it.
I just don't eat it.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't eat it, and it's just because I know it takes a longer time to digest.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I
gotta get rid of that red meat, bro. I love steak, yo. I love beef. I love burger.
It's just I know it takes a longer time to digest things like that. So I'm more chicken, fish, seafood, things of that nature. But when I'm ready to do something, only thing you do, if a person cut out the carbs, add more protein.
Difficult for everybody.
Yes, add more protein, more vegetables to their diet, right? Okay. Cut out the sugar, the juice, all that BS.
Right.
They going to shred the fuck up in no time.
Right.
And when you're actually on a great workout plan, because you don't want to lose the weight and you're looking flabby.
Yeah.
You want to actually build it.
Bulk it
you
up.
want to look good.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? Yeah. It's funny you say that because when I'm working out dedicated, like I'm like 5 days a week minimum, right? And eating okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. I slimmed down a little bit. I'm looking better. Now, there's been times where I'm like, man, I got so busy. My gym schedule was off. But I was like, but I'm going to eat clean. And I'm like, man, I still lost weight.
Yep.
But I don't look as good, though.
Nah.
Because I ate clean, but I wasn't working out as hard, right?
And then it could be how much you eating throughout that daytime because now the body could be eating off the muscle that you gain.
Right, which you don't want.
You don't want that. So it's the science, the art behind this. It's mean, man. It's dangerous, right? And when you learn it, you just become a beast.
Right.
You just become a beast when you learn it. So me, I just feel if I could give all that to my clients and when they come in the door, they're gonna change their life.
Oh, no doubt.
Because I'm feeding their mind. And the part I love so much, man, about this and doing it, man, that give me the spark all the time is my clients.
And they wake you up every morning,
when they come in and they overweight or whatever, they trying to get muscle, whatever it is, male or woman, right? It don't matter, right? When they come in, that female, and she come in and she trying to lose that weight, and I don't say nothing to her, and then you see 3 months go by and she lose that weight, you start seeing her posting shit.
Yeah.
Man, that's the happiest thing to me.
Man.
You start seeing them change, man. You start seeing they smile different. They start flaunting.
If you're not motivated by what you can do for other people, I don't understand, right?
Man,
because like even me, right? With me being a person who thrives off motivation, right? Money is great, wins are great, but the big wins is when somebody sends me a text, they DM me, email me, K, man, you changed my life. Or K, that message the other day, man, I needed that.
That's
like
the best.
That's what makes it like. That's why like you wake up early too. I get up early because I wake up thinking about like, how I'm gonna change somebody's life today,
what?
right?
My message.
My wife be
like
this. She'd be like, what are you doing? I was like, I want to make a video, and I just want to remember these thoughts I had because I really think these thoughts are going to touch somebody today, right? That's how I think. And like people see me sometimes when I'm speaking, I'll close my eyes. It's because I'm probably I have something that I want to give to you, right?
Yeah.
And I think it means something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when it hits, and I don't, look, it can be one person that likes it or that just says,
that's all you need.
Okay, your message, or man, you were speaking to me, man, I needed that. Thank you. That one person, that's all I need. I want to reach millions.
Hey, listen, you know how many times I get a inbox, man, through Messenger or something, or Instagram, like, yo, man, bro, thank you, I needed that. Yeah. And sometimes it come from people I don't even be knowing.
Right.
And they be like, yo, bro, I've been following you, man. I need this, man. Yeah. Thank you.
And that's why you keep going. That's the gas.
Keep going. That's the gas.
That's the gas.
So that's my drive, man. Yeah. That's my drive. And then,
what would you Oh, go ahead.
So that's just my drive, man. That's what fuels me every day. Because I know every day if I change one person or one person hear what I'm saying and they take it, man, I did a great thing.
What would you man, that's amazing, man. What would you say is the thing that, we talked about you getting up early just like me. What is the top 2 things that motivate you, just that make you get up, right? Because I think that people understand, like people say, why you get up so early? I'm like, yo, it's not that I can't sleep. I don't want to sleep no more. I got a day ahead of me that I just want to get to.
Why I get up so early all the time, man, is where I know where I want my family to be at.
Right.
That's one of the things on the chart. Is where I want my family to be at. You know what I'm saying? Is the position I want them to be in. And then the second thing is, man, I just like, I know I can impact the world with what I'm doing.
Yeah, man. You gotta get up early to do it.
And I gotta be up early to do it. And when I look over my twins, right, my other kids don't stay with me. Stay with me, right? But when I'm there and I see my twins right there, my daughters, I just look, I pray, and I'm like, man, y'all gonna be so powerful by the time they get older. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to put some work in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Creating new generations.
So I'm like, and then y'all will see my spark. And then y'all will be.
And they're looking,
crazy.
Man. They're looking, man.
So that's what get me, man. And then I be just so blessed to wake up and the journey I'm on. I'm like, man, because before I used to get up early to go sell a drug.
It's different now.
Yeah, so this journey,
you had to catch the morning crew.
I catch the morning crew. So this journey right here is different, man. Now I'm catching the morning crew because they come before they go to work.
Man, I love it.
Changing their life, man. Right, I got a 60-year-old, she's 66. Right? Just turned 67. Sorry. A couple days ago. Just turned 67, right? Bro, I watched her come in the gym with me February, man, this year. And she couldn't do nothing. I'm talking about she was doing a jumping jack, just stepping to the side.
Right.
She'd do a half squat, like my knees, my ankles. Now she jumping, doing burpees, she doing push-ups. You name it, she curling, she squatting, she lunging, walking with dumbbells. You name it, she could do it, bro. And she's 67 years old.
Man.
67. So that's what give me my drive, stuff like that.
People got to figure out, if you sleep late, then I'm gonna just say this: like some of y'all love sleep, but that means there's something that you're missing that you're not waking. You don't have something that's really important to wake up for. You know what I mean?
My message is, man, get up and work on yourself.
Yes, that should be enough.
You know what I'm saying?
That if you don't know what your purpose is yet, but purpose enough should be. Carpe diem, seize the day,
That's it.
And live for yourself. Figure it out. What advice would you give up and coming trainers or people that want to get into training? What advice would you give them?
People that's coming into training, man, I would say be serious.
Be serious,
man. Like treat it as your life is on the line,
right?
Because you're gonna be dealing with people's lives. So you got to treat it as your life on the line and then learn your craft, man. Don't just be a trainer to where you just give them the basics.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Feed them more. The more you feed people, the more they come to you. The more they depend on you. The more they fall in love with you.
Right.
And then the more they tell somebody about you. So learn your craft, man. Don't just think one thing that you read in that book that you took the test from is it.
Right.
It's the Holy Grail. It's not. It's more.
How do you grow right now? Are you doing a lot of social media? I see you on social media.
Me social media.
Are you getting a lot of word of mouth?
Me, man, tell you the truth, word of mouth, man. Social media too, because people will come like, where you hear from? Instagram.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or my cousin told me about you, or my friend come here, or you get what I'm saying? So me, it's a lot of word of mouth. Word of mouth changed the game.
Yeah.
And then my clients, their results speak for itself.
That's true.
When they go back to work, and a lot of them work in the state building stuff, and when they come back in, they're like, yo, I got 5 people at my job want to come.
That's the love, right?
You understand? There. So they come try it out.
That's a perfect
they
model.
They fall in love. Yeah, so me, it's word about. That's why I tell a person, as a new up-and-coming trainer, man, make sure your product can sell. And that's not you. It's the person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My product is the individual.
It's the person.
It's the person.
Okay.
It's a straight person
that
you're going to see. That's my product that's on the market.
Dope.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what's selling. So when you see this person, you saw him or her before, and now you look at them now, they down 50 pounds. That's what I'm selling.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Me, you get to find out more about me once you come in and join us. Because then now you get to actually see an expert at work.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
So, okay, that's really, that's like the niche of it for me. Like, it's just, I drive off my clients, man. Yeah.
That's the way it should be, man.
I drive off them.
Because like I said the other day, I was like, look, I put a post up one day, and I said this in another podcast, or, I say it on videos. I'm going to make $1 billion pouring into people.
Yep.
But the catch to that is, the only way for me to make $1 billion, I got to make a lot of other people make millions. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Because I'm pouring into other people, right? Because you are the reason. You are the product, right? You're the service, and you're the product.
Yes.
Right? So, hey, if I'm helping you, I don't care what you do, whether you're in real estate, whether you're a salesperson, an entrepreneur, whether you want to be the best person at a corporation, top #1 salesperson, I'm pouring into you, right? And you're going to make however much, is in your heart to make. And that's what's going to make me successful,
right? You know what I tell them all the time, okay, when I come in, I said, like, I'll just take for instance, 2 females came in last night for a free training class. You know what I'm saying? I asked them, like, how y'all found it? Be like, oh, Instagram. And then my sister or whatever, because she been following you too. We all wanted to come in for class. They come in. But I talked to these young ladies after the class, and they were just amazed what I was telling them. Because one just said she had a baby, she breastfeeding her kid, and then she talking about how she eat and stuff. But I'm like, how you eating is detrimental to you even breastfeeding your kid. Because you're not even eating healthy enough.
Transferring all that.
You get what I'm saying? All that.
Right.
Well, you thinking you're giving them good breast milk, but all that, you're not. You transfer all the BS.
Well, and what trainer does that? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That's deep.
Where you going? They don't get it. So they mind blow after the workout.
They're like,
good workout.
What this dude
and
telling me about breastfeed? Wait a minute.
What I'm saying? And then I'm breaking down, and I tell a person, right? I can tell a male about his body, and I can tell a female about her body.
Right.
And I start breaking it down, just explaining to her stuff, and just explaining to her why she needs to start changing stuff if she want that breast milk to be, pure, healthier for the baby.
Right.
Even though the baby could take it, but all the stuff that's in that breast milk will go into that baby.
Facts.
Complications might happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It just might happen when they be a teenager. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Man, we come from an era of crack babies. So we already know how things are transferred from parent. I mean, that's just where we came up, man. So let's talk about this, man. What's next for you and Team Chizel, man? Tell us more about that, man. What the future holds.
The future, man. Next, right now, man, we about to take over.
I hear you, man.
I ain't lying, right? We about to crush the Mercer County area.
I love it. They
don't see it. This about to happen like a storm, right?
Right.
No, and the reason why it's about to happen because we giving people something they not getting.
That's what's up.
You feel what I'm saying? Okay, you go to a regular gym, you go over there, you're not getting the knowledge here that we about to feed you. So we not only about to change your body, we about to change your mind. When we change your mind, and then you saw your body change, right? Guess what's going to your spirit.
Everything.
So that's going to help you take your life to the next level. So we telling you, if you come, we guarantee you, if you follow this, guarantee you follow this program, the information we giving you, if you follow it to a T, we guarantee your life change tenfold. And it don't matter what career you in, how much money you make, I guarantee you we take your life to the next level.
Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's real.
Right?
That's real. What tell me about a big dream you have that y'all gonna be bringing it to reality.
Oh man, the big dream that we got that we working on, man, and we working on, and I usually try to know, but this is a good one. That's a good question. The big dream we have, right, that we working on now because I love my city.
Okay.
Right, we trying to actually get a building downtown.
Okay.
So but in this building, what we want to do is, and what we want to offer, we want to have the gym aspect of things, the training and stuff like that. But we also want to make it to where we could get to the kids. So we're gonna have like basically we want to offset it with a community side.
Okay.
With like a youth academy twist. But what we're gonna have in here is we're gonna have people who actually is into like real estate or actually is into doing podcasts.
I'm here if you need
you
me.
understand?
You know
like now you could explain this to kids.
Right.
Because what we trying to do is show them you can make money doing multiple things. It don't got to come from the streets.
Well, it's crazy you say that because I think about, I was like, I majored in political science in college, right? And I that's just because, look, I like to talk, right? If that program would have existed and somebody would have said, okay, man, you got the gift of gab. I might have went to school for broadcasting, right? I might be on Sports Center, ESPN. Might have right now, and I hope, matter of fact, I am going to be a globally requested host of a podcast show. I have it on my vision board, actually, in my vision book. I said, I will be a global host of a show or podcast, and I will have LeBron, Bryce, and Bronny James on my show.
There we go.
Guests, right?
There we go.
But I wish I would have knew that earlier, right? To capitalize on the strengths, right?
What?
And one of my big dreams that I always tell people when they ask me that similar question is, man, I have such a heart for my city. I want to rebuild it and help revitalize it, be a part of that. Bro. I just think sometimes, because some people, I argue with people, some people believe, if you put a beautiful park in the middle of North Trenton, they're not going to appreciate it, they're going to tear it up. I say, but here's the thing. Sometimes you put something beautiful there and you have to capitalize on the beauty of it. Yes. And then, because right now, when you're from the hood, you look around you, it's nothing beautiful. It's nothing beautiful. And that's why you don't want to do beautiful shit. You don't want to see beautiful things. Sometimes, maybe some people don't appreciate it, but give people a chance to understand how to appreciate it.
But that's what it is. So what we want to do and what we're going to get, because that's why we always talk about is deep in the fitness. I don't want a kid just think you got to be a basketball star, a football star. It's other ways to get out here and be successful. Right. And you get what I'm saying? To become millionaires. It's other ways than you going to the streets or just your dream and your main focus is basketball. Because what if you break your ankle and you can't, and it don't fix back right? What if you tear your ACL and it don't heal back right?
You got to have a different mindset. You got to have a different mindset. Like Inky Johnson. I know you know who Inky Johnson is, right? What happened to Inky? Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you got to have something else just in case. You know what I'm saying? But always put all your eggs in that one basket and focus on it. Right. But I'm saying that, what about the kids who not into sports? Right. We leaving them out to dry. So we want to give them a place to come in, mentoring, working out. So we want to teach them working out at a young age. Right. So when they get in their 20s, 30s, they teaching their kids now about working out. So we changing the cycle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kids now in our environments 200 pounds and 10 years old.
That's not right.
That's not right. How they got high blood pressure? The mom got high blood pressure and the dad got high blood pressure.
Because they're not learning.
They're not learning. Because what? The mother and dad is just feeding the kids what they do. So we want to change that whole dynamic. So that's what we're gonna be pushing on, man. But I got a lot that we working on, man. I'm building with I got some teams, man, that I'm building with, bro. And
hey, man, listen, let me know anything you need for these dreams, and I can help. Whatever I can contribute, let me know, man. I like to wrap up with 3 questions, right? And these are three good questions. So let's start off with this one. Next year, I will be very, very successful, and not talking about money wise. All right. I'm talking about successful on how many people's lives I'm about to impact next year. Boom. So my goal next year is to impact 300 lives through training. Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Love it. Love it.
So that's what's going to happen next year. You get what I'm saying?
Got you. I'm going to hold you accountable.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I got you.
Definitely. Listen to that.
For the homies that's in I told you, me and the fellas, Shannon's in it, Sean is in it. We got an accountability group. I'm going to add Tate to the accountability
man.
group.
Listen, add me on, fellas. I love to be a part of it,
Pressure
man.
applied, right?
So, look,
Shannon will be like, yo, why you do that now? We really got the pressure on us.
Me on, man.
We're going to add you in
Definitely.
there. In 5 years, I will be.
Man, 5 years. 5 years, I'm looking to be global.
Global. I love it. That's my word.
I'm
I love
looking
that.
to be global, man.
Jam.
I'm looking to be traveling, doing what I love to do. I'm looking to be end up building 3 separate gyms from outside of where I'm at right now. So I'm looking to be global, man. I'm looking for this like Team Chizel to be across the world.
Yeah, I love it.
When people hear it, they gonna they're gonna understand.
Crazy.
And then the people where I'm from, when they hear Team Chizel, they're gonna know who exactly that person is without even hearing the name. Because I can't. And why I get like this, bro? Because I've been home 5 years, man. Okay. So in these 5 years, I've been through a roller coaster storm, but I never gave up, man. I've been fighting.
Love it.
When I bust the door on this gym that I'm at now, man, it was like, and this happened a week before me being home 5 years. Okay. So I just learned to appreciate the journey, and this is what I would try to tell other people, man. When you come out here, definitely individuals coming from prison, man. Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, because everybody wants it now, right? Yeah. Everybody, that's why you see so much stuff on social media saying, oh, you want to make this kind of money, you want to do this, and people get so sucked in because they think it's a quick, there's no
quick way.
Yo, the love, the joy, it's in the journey.
It's in the journey.
It's in the journey.
You got to fall in love with the process.
Right.
You got to fall in love with failure, and you got to understand failure equals success. Right. Because you get to learn from it. As long as you learn from your mistakes.
Why do you think so many take like somebody who grows up, that's why I always, it's almost difficult because you want to give your kids a better life and you want to live in certain places because you got to find that balance of, I want to give them this life, but I need them to understand struggle. Yes. I need them to when failure happens, like I told you about my son, I don't want him to be this high on life basketball player until that kid with that dog comes in and crushes his heart. And then he's like, yo, I don't want to play basketball no more. Yes. Or he becomes mentally like not to pick on him, but like a Ben Simmons where it's mental now. Like, nah, bro, you got to be strong.
Toughness. So, and that's where we're at with me, man. My life upbringing made me this strong, though. And not even worrying about the money no more.
I love coming from Trenton.
That's why people, but I don't even worry about the money.
Because I tell people like, people have said things to me like, yo, you're not emotional. I'm like, yo, I ain't grow up. Look, listen, we don't grow up with time for no emotions. You know what I'm saying? Man, whether you in the streets, on the streets, whatever you do, when you come up where we came up, there's no time for emotions.
In our era is nothing.
Right.
And I always tell people now, right? But what I came to figure out, man, the people who really in jail are the ones who never been to jail.
Yeah.
They in prison and they mom.
Right. Oh, man.
They've been out here in this free world.
Real gym.
Stuck, right? They've been stuck for so long. And you can go any level. You go corporate. You could talk any level you want to talk about in life, man. You could talk about the person making the most money, man. Majority of them is in prison and they mom.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. That's how you see some kids who grew up with a very posh living, failure destroys them, right? Because they don't know any different. Or you see people where, they just... You can't if somebody just gives you something, you don't appreciate it because you have no idea what the journey is. Then you see some of the people, the richest people in the world, you wonder why they're not happy.
They're not happy
because it's not the money, right? It's what impact are you making?
Yep.
What journey did you take to get to where you are? And what are you really appreciating, right?
Yes.
Because you look at them like, yo, they're so lucky. They got all this money, but they're not happy.
But they're not happy, bro. They're killing themselves. They do all types of
bad,
things.
Man.
So that's why I tell you, that's why we change everybody.
Yeah.
If we not focused on what we changing everybody.
I love it, man.
So we're going to help everybody, man.
All right. So big question, last question, right? It's my favorite one. I love to hear the answer. My impact to the world will be...
My impact, that's a mean one, right?
I love that.
I love
Big question.
I love that, man. My impact to this world gonna be change.
Change.
And you know why change, man? Because it's so important and it's inevitable. It's no matter what happens, either you're gonna change for the good or you're gonna change for the bad.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to help people change for the good.
Love it.
So we're going to take the individual who's been struggling through life and help them see a very successful path.
Right.
We're going to take the person who on the successful path already, but now failing in their health, and we're going to help them straighten that up and get back in line so they can be even more successful. So they're going to learn how to enjoy life at an all-time high. So they're going to start worrying about the money they're making. Right. They're going to start worrying about their health, focusing on their health, right, to become a greater version of themselves. Once they become a greater version of themselves, their income going to increase anyway.
Man. Bro, listen.
You feel what I'm saying? So, man, it's deep how I look at it, man.
Listen, tell you, man, so. You know what I'm visioning right now, bro? I can't wait to share this stage with you, bro. Because I think I see us touring, going around, touching people, impacting people.
That's what, listen.
Listen.
That's all I'm in it for.
Listen, man.
Listen, bro, once I allowed, that's why I know we was talking about the motivation speaking and stuff, but once I really get the door start kicking.
Right.
Man,
well, you built the platform.
The platform, yeah.
Because like for me, people always say, I always tell people like, look, I never, real estate, I love it. I love helping people, but it wasn't what I planned to do. It was a platform for me, right?
Yes.
Being a real estate agent made me a public figure. And now I have a platform to reach more people.
Yeah.
Being a fitness guru makes you a public figure, even though you love it and you have a passion for it and you on your dean, you know what you're doing, but it's also giving you a bigger platform. Platform that's going to go past beyond just, mental and muscles, right? It's going to go beyond that.
Because that's what it was. But this was never, fitness became, like you said, the platform for all the other great things to come.
Right.
You understand? That's the baby. That's the one I fed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the one that gonna birth everything else. So it's amazing, man. And I just can't wait to grace the stages and people really start hearing his voice around the world like how it is. You get what I'm saying? And man, I vision it all the time. Like this is my vision. This is every day. This is my dream.
It's on my vision book.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I put it in. So like, it's just wonderful, man, to even be at this point in my life. That's why people used to always be like, yo, did you regret anything? I don't regret nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't regret spending 10.5 years away from my kids.
Right.
Because if I wouldn't have went through what I went through, I would not be the man I am today.
Facts.
If God ain't take me through that storm, man, I wouldn't have opened my eyes.
Right.
No telling what my life would be at today. I don't know if I would be here. I don't know what could have took place.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So this has shaped me, man. It made me a man. It made me to be a man to my wife, to understand and love one woman.
Right.
Before I played the game, I wanted multiple women. So
this
helped me. You understand? So this helped me be a man, like a man.
Right.
So I'm blessed, man, over blessed. So when people are like, what you thankful for, man? I'm thankful for life. Because I'm thankful for everything that's in my life.
Man.
Everything. It's not one thing I'm not thankful for.
This energy right now is so real. Man. I mean, like, y'all got to feel this. This is so real, man. This is real deal, man. How can people connect and follow you?
Man, y'all can catch me on Facebook. You can catch me at Dontae Thomas, man, my name. You know what I mean? You can catch me at the fitness guy, because there's probably a couple Dontae Thomas on there. Just look for the fitness picture.
Look for Team Chizel.
Look for the fitness picture. You're going to see a shirt. I'm sure I got Team Chizel on there, everything. You understand? But you can catch me on Instagram too, man, IG, man, at team_Chizel_LLC. You can catch me on YouTube at Team Chizel. You can catch me on TikTok at Team Chizel. You also could catch, our other podcast, man, our co-host with, man, my man Craig, man. We got How Fitness Changed Our Life podcast.
Man, dope podcast. Man. Check it out.
That's our podcast. You can check us, man. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You also can follow us on IG, man. How Fitness Changed Our Life, man. And, you also call me, man. You want to call me, conversation, man, call me 609-833-2809, man.
My man.
Also, you can check out the website, www.gochizel.com. Chizel with the Z. I'm all over, baby.
I love my man.
I appreciate you, baby. Thank you, man.
I love you, bro.
Listen, man. Appreciate it, man.
We're going to do some things, man.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to work together. This just the beginning, man, so I'm glad when you reached out to me, man.
No doubt.
Because this was a spark for me, man. That's why I quick, like, hey, yeah, man, when you want to stand it up, man.
Man, I love it. Listen, I hope y'all got a lot from this episode. This was an amazing episode. Yo, make this episode go viral.
Yes.
I need everybody, if you sitting down, they need to hear this, because they need to know there's hope. They need to know there's a big opportunity for them while they're sitting down. If you outside, I need you to hear this and let it touch you, let it motivate you, let it move you. Look, if you trying to get in shape, if you trying to get your mind, more importantly, and your physical, man, holla at Team Chizel.
Holla at Team Chizel.
Yeah, and do me a favor. If you love this content, you love this episode, like, subscribe, and share it. Share it with everybody you know. But in the meantime, man, I appreciate my man Tay coming in. Yeah, look, tornadoes for life.
For life, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Trenton down.
Y'all stay super blessed. We'll see you next time.